Greetings, Slackers. It is February 11th, 2016. And I found another article I wanted to share with you over here on Cnet. Rapes tied to online dating on the rise. Attackers put victims at ease by establishing a relationship online before meeting, according to a new report from the UK. And this is not something that's just happening in the UK. It's pretty much happening anywhere where people have access to dating sites and dating apps. And this is by Katie Collins. Striking up a romance through a dating site or app is a well-established method of meeting people in 2016. It's also increasingly risky when it comes to rape. Rapes related to online dating increased by nearly a factor of 6, from 33 in 2009 to 184 in 2014, according to a report released Monday by the UK's National Crime Agency. That's a small fraction of the number of online encounters, to be sure. 7 million UK residents are currently registered with online dating sites, according to the report. But the increased number of rapes indicates that you need to keep your wits about you when meeting strangers. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Online services are an easy, convenient, and relatively safe way of forming a relationship, the National Crime Agency said. But the rapport you can build so rapidly through text and email also has a dark side, because the online service also are producing a new type of sexual offender. These offenders are less likely to already have a criminal record than most stranger rapists. They exploit their access to potential victims and establish trust before meeting. Attacks mostly were committed during the first face-to-face meetings after contact was made through dating sites or apps. 85% of victims were female. Online dating services have been around since the early days of the web, with major paid sites like Match.com emerging in 1995 and eHarmony in 2000. More recently, casual dating hookup apps like Tinder and Grindr emerged. Online relationships tend to progress more quickly than those offline, the National Crime Agency said. And emotional intimacy often leads to people feeling they are at a more advanced stage of a relationship by the time they meet in real life. And more than half of online connected date rapes recorded between 2003 and 2015, communications of sexual nature preceded a real-life meeting. In spite of safety warnings issued by dating services, police, and rape prevention groups, many people choose not to have their first meeting in a public place. The date service statistics show that in 41% of cases, the victim and offender started their date at a private residence, and that 72% of the rapes were committed at private residence. The National Crime Agency is also concerned that the number of assaults reported aren't actually a true reflection of the number of crimes that have taken place. A survey conducted in 2015 showed that rape is still chronically underreported, with crime statistics generally accepted to represent only 26% of the real figure. The agency hopes to change this. And here's what I'll say to this. Yes, when you're using online dating sites, you can build rapport, you can get to know people on a much deeper level, because the conversations that typically take place are on a deeper level than what you might be able to cover, in a first meeting, due to, maybe awkward feelings, not being socially adjusted, these types of things. So again, you always got to fill people out, and you also want to screen people through the conversations that you have. And also, like this article was saying, meet people in public places. The reason why is because in public, people are less likely to pull off things that they would do in private. You go into someone's house for the first time, right off the jump is the perfect setup that could end up getting you into a lot of trouble. And you want to protect yourself, and you want to minimize the risk of things like this occurring. So ladies, if you're listening to this, pass it on to your friends. Let your other girlfriends know. And always practice some caution when meeting anyone offline. If you feel safe after you meet in a public place, well, at that point, you can progress to the next step. But like I said, you want to protect yourself. That's going to do it for this article. I'll catch you in the next one. September Man out.